Lamar didn't initially say that they know. I almost wonder the way Rich had, and it was a good follow-up. It's what you do. But do you think literally Lamar Jackson means they know exactly what we're doing next?
Yeah, I mean, what the Ravens do, and I don't, it's bad radio to get too into the X's and O's, but just simply put, it's simple. It's not complicated. They run zone reads. If you crash, he pulls the ball. If you don't, they keep it. They run a lot of seams with their tight ends, and so their run game, which we all know has been dominant over the last couple of years, it forces linebackers to step forward into the line of scrimmage to clog their lanes. Right? You got four down linemen, and then because they play a lot of two tight ends. It creates now, think of the extra gaps that are there because there's two tight ends, right? Without tight ends, there's only two gaps, right, on each side. If there's extra tight end, there's now three gaps on each side. So it just makes it really hard to defend. And so when they run the ball with two tight ends, as a linebacker, you have to help and fill those gaps. Otherwise, they gash you. And so once you know what they're trying to do to you and you can recognize it because it's the same stuff over and over again, you start calling out the plays. And so it's not uncommon. I'm surprised, though, that there hasn't been a lot more variety. And I think some of this, though, plays to the limitations that we've always talked about, but particularly this season in Lamar Jackson's ability to just drop back and throw the football. Like if he could turn into that, I'm going to take 5 steps and I'm throwing an out route or, whatever combo route is interesting to a coordinator. I think it'd be different. Defenses would have to think a lot more, but they know that the success of the Ravens is only going to come on a few plays.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you get to that down and distance, you know when it's coming, you can call it out. You might be wrong, but you can still call it out. So I think that's what he's alluding to.
You see, I don't know that it's the perfect comparison, but I equate it somewhat to, being in the batter's box and whether it's a guy on second or a trash can being thumped. If I'm expecting 98-mile-per-hour cheese, or really the other way, which is frightening, if I'm expecting a changeup or a curve or something soft, a sink or whatever it might be, well, sinker's got some speed, but something soft. And I'm sitting in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be around 84, 85, 86, and all of a sudden 99 under my chin or under my hand. You cannot physically react to it. So if you're wrong, if you're relaying signs in baseball, you're dead. If you're wrong in football, you probably still have enough time to adjust and not necessarily get gassed for a 70-yard touchdown.
Oh, yeah. No, there's definitely. Because, you can even be right and still get gashed for a 70-yard touchdout, BT, as a defense.
Miss a tackle.
Sure. Well, it's not that. It's just you know where you're going, and you know what the play is supposed to be, but good athletes improvise. You know what I mean? I've told you this story about the longest run that I've had in that 95
the
Raiders. The Raiders. We were running as a power play. We were pulling 2 guards. Tight ends on the front side, fullbacks leading front side. You know where we're going. They know where we're going. They all cheated, BT, because they knew where the play was. You know what I mean? So they cheated front side. It created this massive gap in the back out the back door, and I took it and then got a block down field by Plexico Burris, and Amani Toomer came and helped. And 95 yards later, we have a better chance to win now. So it helps to know where a guy is going, but when your athletes are as good as the Ravens are, you can get away with them knowing it at times. Now, if they ever figure out how to diversify and Lamar Jackson becomes, a serious threat throwing the ball, then that offense becomes unstoppable. The question is, will we ever see that?
I just pulled the play up, right?
Yeah.
And as I've told the story, so this was 2005. It had to be 05, right?
Yep, 2005. It was right before Christmas, or right before New Year's.
Okay, so I was living in Detroit almost up until that point. About a year before that, I moved back to New York to work for ESPN, and I had just moved to Manhattan. But for whatever reason, I was 20, whatever I was, late 20s. But I'm like, I've had 10 straight New Year's Eves where I'm going to hang out with my parents, right? So I went to my parents' house in Brooklyn, had a nice dinner, and I'm watching the game with my dad in the basement.
Nice.
And I'm watching it now. I don't remember. So you get it? You go up the middle near the hash. Boom. You put a cut on somebody at the 10.
Yeah.
It's a white linebacker. It's a white safety.
Safety. He's coming down too hard because he's filling.
Yes.
He sees the void and he's filling it. He's not supposed to be there. He's supposed to be deep, but he's filling the void because he sees it.
But dude, what you did to this guy is just.
And that's old. That's old man Tiki. That wasn't even like a vicious one.
No, this is just. You cut right, you paused, then you banged left, and now you hit the 20. Now you got the convoy. Here's Tiki at the 40. Is he going to get pushed out? Oh, you had to work the sideline. Look at Burris. Plexico Burris ran there. He ran with you. You can tell me all you want about who was it, Snee or Soyberg?
Soyberg.
Plexico made sure you got in the end zone. He actually had his guy for almost 15 yards along the sideline.
That's right.
As you navigate, that's a sick
Look,
run.
I give so much credit to Amani Toomer and Plexico Burris for my big runs because I wasn't a blazer. I wasn't.
But you
Dalvin.
were, dude. You were fast,
but not at 30.
man.
Not at 30.
Oh, I got
you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
at 25, I was. I could run away from you, but at 30, I wasn't running away from anybody, and I was big. I was 210 pounds.
Yep.
But big plays happen.
Tiki.
Big pay, yeah, right, exactly. Big plays happen in football because you get guys blocking downfield. What was that? Alvin Kamara play? I forget when it was. Like 4 weeks ago. Remember the lineman came flying downfield, and Alvin Kamara is just he's like chilling, like he was like lackadaisicaling his way 50-something yards for a touchdown.
Yep.
It's because he's getting blocks downfield.
Yes.
If you get teammates that want to block downfield, not just look at you from behind. You score big plays. It's the extra want to that helps teams win.
If you guys want to check out what we're talking about, the play with Tiki in 05 against the Raiders, 90-plus yards, check it out. It's on YouTube. It's pretty special. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.